guys, welcome back to the channel. As it's a nice sunny beautiful day in the UK, I thought I'd sit in and make a video. What I've done is I've been out, bought myself another camera. As the channel expands and I find myself doing a lot more stuff, I always find I need different devices to carry out those tasks. At the moment we've got a Nikon D3400 DSLR which I'm currently filming this video on. Great camera, I love it. I think it has some really good points. It also has some not so good points that I work around. It's a cheap and cheerful-ish camera. The stuff it does well, it does very well. The stuff I need it to do sometimes, it can't quite do. It doesn't have a flip round screen. The autofocus isn't the fastest. It does seek focus quite a lot. Video quality is okay, I quite like that, but it's a bit cumbersome to just get out, set up and then start using quickly. So I needed myself a smaller compact camera with a flip round screen. I wanted 1080p at 60 frames a second. I wanted something not too expensive. Obviously quite a lot to ask for really in something that's not too expensive. So I went out, well, the last 2 months really, I've been searching for a camera. I've done a lot of research and I found myself the Sony HX80. I'll tell you a little story. I did go and buy this camera about a month ago from a company in the UK called Argos. I spent £280 on this camera, took it home, used it the first night, and then woke up the next morning to find out they'd released a new catalogue, of which they'd reduced the price from £280 to £200. That's a pretty big loss overnight, to be honest. So I rang up the customer services, nothing I could do, I'd opened it, but I thought I might have been that. So I carefully packaged the camera back up, resealed the tape, because I'd only just pulled it off a little bit to get into the camera, I hadn't cut it. Went into their store, returned it, got my money back. Didn't buy it straight away because they didn't have any in stock, so what I did is I waited, and by the time they did have one in stock, because when you return something it doesn't automatically go back onto their shelf, there's a day or so delay. So I waited a little bit, went back in there 3 days later to find they put it back up to £280. And I thought, well, that was the original price I paid for it, but I thought, I'm not doing that. No, because I know I can get it cheaper. I looked around online, Argos was pretty much 280 quid, same as everyone else. So I went on to some like price comparison websites that show you the fluctuation of prices at certain times at certain companies. And I saw that they'd made this camera £200 at least once a month, every month previously. So I thought, no, don't need it straight away, so I waited. I woke up the other morning to find that they'd had a little sale on. It wasn't £200, it was £220. I thought, well, why not? So I went in and bought it. I say for the cost of the camera, £220, it does everything I need. It has a flip round screen, does 1080p at 60 frames a second, stabilisation is amazing, autofocus is brilliant, handles low light really well, it's small, it's heavier than I thought it was going to be, but I don't mind that. I'm not worried about the weight of stuff. I think that's just it feels solid in your hands, which is exactly what you want. So here is going to be a quick unboxing. I have used it for the last week or so, just to kind of get my head around the camera and before I do a review. I've got some sample footage to show you. We've just been out to do a little mini vlog, just walking down the streets, just to go and buy myself a can of energy drink, because I'm at that age now where I need that just to wake up in the mornings. But yeah, so here we go guys. Okay, so here's the camera. I have been using it from, I'd say about 3 or 4 days. Like I say, I only got to use it once really the first time I bought it. So I wanted to have a bit of a proper play with it. I've put it back in the box just to show you what kind of comes in the box. It's nothing too great, to be honest. As an unboxing, you get your normal documents, my receipt. Inside the box, I can't find the USB cable. That would be here. You get USB charger, which is 1.5 amps, so it's not too bad. Lanyard, that'll stay in the box. A camera and a battery, and that's pretty much it really. Let's get rid of that, and definitely that. Right, so here's the camera. I'm going to lay it on this bag for a minute because otherwise you won't be able to see it against the black desk. Okay, so there it is. Like I say, it's got the flip round screen. It's really quick to come on. There you guys are. I say it's really solid. I like it. It's heavier than it looks, which is great. It's got a couple of brilliant features on here that I didn't know I needed until I kind of started using them. One is it's got a pop-out viewfinder. The only annoying thing is you have to pull that out every time, and to put it back, you push it back in and you put it down. The only problem I find with that is you get a really nice thumbprint on the viewfinder every single time. That's really handy if you're outside and it's sunny and you can't see the screen. But yeah, like the pictures on it are really good for the size of the camera. Obviously it's not a DSLR and it's not a mirrorless camera. It's a compact camera that costs £200, less than people pay for lenses. As a vlogging camera, that you can just push one button and straight away start recording. Okay, sorry about that guys. I had Final Cut Pro open on my Mac and it was obviously doing something quite intense and the fans decided to go mental. Okay, right, so it has got a flash. When I had a Sony camera before, it was, I can't remember the model number of it, but it was a mirrorless camera. I think it might have been the A5300. One thing I liked about that flash is that you could kind of manipulate its position with your finger. So you could kind of push it back and aim it towards the ceiling. On here, it doesn't do that. I wish it did, because I try and light the room up rather than people's faces, and yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about that flash. It doesn't have manual focus. There is an upgraded model of this, the HX80, that does, but that's like £180 more expensive than this one at full price. So I decided not to go for that. They do a cheaper version as well, but it doesn't have a flip out screen and it doesn't do, I think, 60 frames a second. I'll say 30 times zoom is brilliant. I'm going to show you some footage of that towards the end of the video. What else? Video stabilization is brilliant. It really is absolutely amazing. I'm going to try and see if I can get it on here. So you might be able to see there. Look. That's me moving the camera up and down quite a lot. Ignore the Matrix screensaver, I'm living in the 90s. It USB charges, which is great. Little port there, so it means you can charge it on the go, which is nice. Can't do that with my DSLR. Wish I could, although no, you definitely can't. I've tried it. You have to take the battery out and plug it into the mains. What else is there? The interface. It's a little bit hard work, and yeah, like there's two settings you can have. You can either have boxes or you can have like a list, and no matter what you do, it always ends up going back to this is the list, and it's quite hard to get somewhere quick to do what you need to do because it's menus with sub-menus and sub-settings and everything. There's a lot of settings for the size of the camera. It's just I wish they'd had a bit of a better design on this. One thing I don't like about Sony cameras is that it doesn't have time-lapse settings out of the box. So what you have to do is you have to go onto their applications list, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then you can download from the camera apps. I think it's like £8 as well to do a time-lapse. There is a way around that, which I'm going to show you in another video, that you can get it for free. And also it lets you change some other settings that you're going to want changing. But I say we'll go into that in another video because I haven't got time on this one. It does do some like not special effects but camera effects. It lets you pick out certain colours. So like if you've got something in red that you only want coloured red, it lets you do that in camera. It lets you do like a toy mode, zoom mode. There's a lot of stuff on there. To be honest, I'm not going to use it because I always like doing that kind of stuff in post-production anyway. I don't really see the point in restricting yourself to footage that you can only use the way that you've shot it. Where if you shoot it normally and then you can do whatever you can in post-production after. So all in all, it's a really nice camera. It is quite heavy. The only thing I don't really like about it is the shutter button feels a little bit cheap. So I'm going to see if I can get in there. Oh, let me rezoom. As you can hear, it moves around sideways. I'd rather it be a bit more stronger. And see that the whole thing of the zoom as well. It moves up and down. But to be honest, I've got a year's warranty on it. If it's an issue, so there we go. I'll take it back. But here's some sample footage of the camera in action. There we go. So now we're outside. Just have to see what the light capabilities are and the wind reduction is. The drone. It's quite windy today. Wind's coming from that way over to here. I've just taken a walk down the shop to get myself an energy drink. I've got quite a day planned of videos. From what I can see, that this camera's great. It's the flip round screen is brilliant. Couldn't do this on my DSLR. Quality looks alright at the moment. Obviously I won't be able to tell till I get onto the computer, but it handles, well, it's not low light, but I'm in the shadows on this route quite a bit. I'm about to turn a corner and head off towards the sun, so it'll be in my face all the time. My only concern is the wind reduction. So it's got two microphones on top of the camera. You can't really put any of that fuzz on because that's right where the flash is, and sometimes I use this for just putting in my bag rather than my DSLR that takes a bit of an effort, and then lenses, and but it's just a really quick, easy little camera. It's 2 button pushes and you're recording really. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so now we've just turned into the sun. It's up there. I've got my settings on shutter priority, 1/25th of a second. ISO is set to auto. I did have it on manual, but going in from it's inside to outside, and it's just a lot of effort. But I don't mind the ISO bumping up and bumping down. The aperture is obviously on auto because of the shutter, but yeah, it seems alright. It's a nice wide angle view. I've got it on my Rolly Monkey Pod at the moment, which is a little bit worse for wear. Kind of got broke when we went over to the Space Museum in Leicester or Nottingham, not sure where it was. But yeah, it's nice. I actually really like this camera. The quality that I've seen of it over the last few days, we've had a couple of clear nights, so I've taken pictures and videos of the moon, which I'm going to use as sample footage in this video, but as I say, it handles really well. So here we are, just about to go inside. as you can see, the zoom is brilliant. I love the zoom. I think it's brilliant. The stabilisation is great. As you can see, we just had a little walk down the shop just to kind of see what it's like vlogging. I haven't really used it for vlogging yet, although it is the main reason I bought it. But I actually think to do quick reviews on videos rather than getting my big DSLR setup out with the external screen and say my iPad and everything like that, it's just quick and easy. I'll be able to put it on a tripod, flip the screen round, turn it on, start recording. And the autofocus is brilliant on it anyway, where my DSLR is it's not as quick and as simple and as fluid as I want. But all in all, great camera. I'd really recommend it. Okay, so that's the end of the review. Thanks very much for watching, guys. We do have an Instagram channel where we post pretty much all of our photos that are worth showing. I'm going to put the link on the screen now. Oh, there we go. Like I say, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and if you like it that much, why don't you even share it? Cheers guys, thanks very much for watching.